cannot agree with more. Or, I'm sorry, less. I can't agree with less. I think Gecko Moria is the most thought-intensive deck ever.
He has a billion actions he has to do. Yeah,
That's
like
what I'm saying. Like,
he's crazy.
he said the deck is so easy, and I'm like, I really genuinely think that that is the hardest deck in the game to pilot correctly. And it looks like we're getting started. Whitebeard on turn 1. Turn 1 Dawn Pass, take that life. Whitebeard, been around since OPO2. Kind of dipped in popularity after the first banning, and then he came back full power nearly, just missing boat, so Moby Dick, and it didn't really have a presence.
It really didn't have any
Despite
problem
before that.
It had no issue
Oppressive.
without Boat, right? Yeah.
Yeah, no, the deck was still oppressive, but the card pool got larger. People started learning how to play against it better, and so yeah, you haven't been able to see it as much. But Corpus is a stan.
He is a stan.
Whitebeard stan. I asked him what deck he was playing before this game started, and he said Daddy.
Oh my god. Yeah, I mean, it was a bittersweet moment, you know, walking into the Haven locals and seeing a big old beard as his leader instead of a smoker. It made me realize that the times have changed, and maybe it was my time to change as well.
That mill from Dawson was actually kind of insane.
Yeah, Absalom and who else?
It was double Absalom. So the only way that could have been better is if he also like milled a hogback.
We pop in twos, baby.
But Perona seems pretty good against Whitebeard. Perona's always going to be live, and you can just trash a card for free, essentially. So that's interesting. I've never seen this matchup happen before. Also, Gecko is already wanting to attack for 6 to use its ability, so that makes it a little bit easier as well. Because you're not struggling to get over the extra 1k that the leader inherently has.
This on play is kind of crazy. Holy crap.
Yeah, Perona's a very good card, and it's a 2k for some reason. Looks like... Oh, because he was attacking for 7, so yeah, we got a Jozu out of the hand.
I want to know what the draw is to Whitebeard still. I mean, is it just the fact that it has so many modes? Different ways to play the deck, always has an option.
So like why people would want to play it?
Yeah.
You get so many cards in your hand. You essentially, in a weird roundabout way, you're a 5 health leader that starts with 6 cards instead of 5. Because you're 6 health and you just take that life on your first turn. So
it's so good. Yeah, you always have one more card than your opponent.
Yeah. So like that's a big part of it. Also forcing your opponent to attack into a 6 leader, tying up that Dawn if they want to use or attack with their leader is huge as well. So between those two things, and then you get to play Straw Hats. Like people like those cards.
That's true. Searching with Nami, one of the 5 or 6 printings we have of her at this point.
I think it's even more than that, but yeah. Okay, so Dawson, what has he been doing? I've been focused so much on the Corpus side of things that I've really paid attention to Dawson's last few turns. So it looks like he countered with a 2k, adding more cards in the yard. Going to play a Helm Mepo -3, or I'm sorry, -3 on Monkey D. Luffy.
They take out... Is that 5 life? No, it's 4 life. Okay, he's at 4 life.
I also see a Great Eruption in his hand, so he can bring Luffy down to Absalom level. But he already is. So disregard that. Yeah, he's gonna go 6 with Perona, then 6 with Gecko Moria, pay 2, bring back Absalom, put some cards back on the bottom of his deck, and KO the Luffy for nearly free. Just at the cost of having to play that Helmepo. So pretty strong string of plays getting 2 attacks in against a Whitebeard. Basically, all you're wanting to do is have your attacks make Whitebeard discard a card, right? Because eventually they're going to be passing turn with, 5 Dawn up and a bunch of events in their hand.
The hand is the true life resource for Whitebeard, actually, if you think about it, chat.
100%. Yep, so Absalom, target Luffy, murder, get a body on board. Gecko doing Gecko things. And that's all she wrote for Dawson. Oh, and he has to counter for the attack. Yeah. Gecko's ability also comes with 6k behind it. So, we are a 7 Dawn turn. Yep.
Big ol' ace.
Nami into Perona, free attack. Ace into leader, took the life. And then attack with Whitebeard also took the life. Very, very quick succession of like, yep, I'm taking it. No thoughts. Going to 2 immediately. Helmet bow at Nami. Easy. Okay, so I believe Dawson's on an 8 Dawn turn. Yep, so he could Gecko. I don't think it is the best play here. Wow, he had a lot of cards in. Saw Borsellino. Let's see, Borsellino, Ice Sage, brand new, Rob Lucci. Yep.
So there's age.
Ice Sage, the ace, so at a bare minimum, he can just Gecko effect the other Absalom that he milled on turn 1 and pop the ace.
Yeah, because age is -5, right?
Yep.
Broken card, dude. Broken card.
So attack for 6 with Gecko Moria, presumably.
Do we have to tap 2 down, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
here we go.
Rest 2, discard Rob Lucci, bring back Absalom, put a 2k counter and an Ice Age on the bottom of the deck. Just kidding. Ice Age and Sabo. And yeah, free pop on ace.
This deck doesn't require a lot of thought. My god, Dawson.
I mean, yeah, when you have the perfect lines, I guess they kind of just show themselves, but if you're having to grind out a game. Anyways. For Dawn, presumably a Borsellino. Pass turn. Those Absalons are soon just going to be... I would like you to discard a card. One Dawn attached. When attacking, Whitebeard must discard a card. We are at the 9 Dawn turn for Corpus, so if he plays Ninebeard, could be seeing one right now. I don't see one in his hand though. Look like Ezo, and I didn't get to see much else. Excuse me. Okay. I also see a 5-drop Marco. Yeah, I don't... Again, I've never really experienced this matchup. I haven't even watched this matchup happen much. But based on this game alone, it's looking pretty rough for Whitebeard. Granted, Dawson is at 2 life. There's always a chance of, another ace, and then suddenly Dawson's at, 0.
Oh,
fighting
yeah.
back and forth.
Also, we haven't seen Big 9-Man yet.
Yeah, and I didn't see one in his hand either.
Excuse me, oh my goodness.
Nor did he pick one up with Ezo. Got a Jozu off of that, so a 2k counter. I do see Radical Beam.
Yeah, we're deep in the tank right now. We still haven't swung with leader yet.
Yeah.
No matter what here, though, like, something's getting blocked or countered out of. I guess one thing we really want to look at is we got to take down what's in front of us, the wall that is Borsellino, and how do we bait Dawson to, take that block, but we only have 1 swing available right now, too, with the Whitebeard.
Nami digging further. Problem with this Nami is if he sees a Ninebeard or an ace, it just has to go to the bottom. So that would be unfortunate for Brandon. However, what's the ideal Straw Hat card we're digging for? Like maybe Rush Luffy to get past the Borsellino and put some pressure on Dawson's life. forcing him to have to answer the Rush Luffy, which doesn't seem like it would be too hard, but I still think that might be the best card here. Also a Nico Robin, the 1-drop in his hand, in Brandon's hand. I didn't really get to see any of the cards that Nami is potential to get, but looks like we're gonna have a choice now.
Oh
Stay in
no,
guard
one
point.
of those was
There it is.
ace. Yeah.
So he did get the Rush Luffy like I was talking about. What I didn't realize. Oh no, he has 7 Dawn, right? Yeah. Okay. So 6 with Whitebeard, gonna get the block. Because he knows that the Rush Luffy is coming. So block probably pitch brand new. Yep. Save Borsalino. Soak up the damage. But now Corpus can do a different one. 6-drop Sanji.
And what does the Sanji do?
It has Rush.
Ooh.
Yeah, go ahead and pull that up if you can.
Yeah. Go away, Hogback.
So 1 Dawn up with Corpus. He does have a Rad Beam in hand. Let's see. Yeah, this Sanji. If an opponent has a 5,000 power character or higher, it gains Rush. Ooh. Excuse me. Yep, there we go. So 6/6 Rush, essentially, 9 times out of 10. We've seen there was a popular Flash in the Pan deck where it was starter deck, red Luffy, and your entire deck was Rush. And
Oh
it
my
played 4 of this
gosh.
card. That deck was fun for like a week. But alright. So Dawson has full Dawn, Gecko in hand. And let's see, it's a Great Eruption, Gecko, Sabo, 2 other cards. Looks like we're starting off with a Sabo. So no Gecko this turn. Draw 2, discard 2. Discard a Gecko and a Kuzan 4-drop. Another card in the hand is the 2-cost Early Rourke card. Okay. And Dawson's options. Oh, he can get back a Perona, which again just seems so insanely good in this Whitebeard matchup. So honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if we go 6 with Absalom, 6 with Absalom, 6 with Gecko Moria, use Gecko ability, put Perona into play, make him discard a card, or actually we have to do that first. So we go 6 with Gecko before the Absalom attacks. Because Perona only works if they have 5 cards in hand. And with Corpus being at 6 cards, that has to be our first attack, or our second attack, I guess. And then the Perona will replace like the Hellnut Bow on field, and then you pass turn with 2 blockers. I think, okay, we're going with Great Eruption, so that's 1 less Absalom attack. Great Eruption targeting Sanji, probably, I guess. It doesn't really matter. I'm sure you just used it to draw a card. 6 with Gecko Moria, use the effect, pitch Lucci, Ice Age, Gecko Moria, and then getting back.
Perona?
I would assume so. Going with a Hogback. Putting Great Eruption and Kuzan on the bottom of the deck, and then adding a 2k to hand. So really interesting with Dawson. Yeah, this deck's super easy, right? In what world? Because there's no way he's playing that 1-cost 2k. It just trashes the top 5 cards of your deck. So why wouldn't you just get the Perona back anyways to your hand? It's also 2k, and it has a relevant on-play ability.
It's true.
This is, again, when you have, your trash is 20 cards deep, and that's essentially an extension of your hand. There are so many options. There's so many lines of play, and that's what really makes this deck so difficult to play optimally. Like, sure, you can just dirtle around and play guys from your yard, and you're like, yeah, I'm doing the thing, but the optimal line of play is not so straightforward.
Right now, Dawson, I guess, still deep in the tank here. We have, gosh, I can't see how many Dawn we have open. We've spent 3, right, altogether, 1 attach, and then 2 for...
I think Corpus is the one in the tank, actually, on the 6th
on the
attack.
6th attack, okay.
So, unless you're thinking about playing a 9-beard next turn, you just take this life for free, because you're going to be taking it at the end of your turn anyways. And then he attacks for 6 with like an Absalom again, and then you have to counter that one. But I don't see why, especially with no 9-beard in hand, I don't see why you don't just take this here. That being said, I will trust Brandon Corpus on Whitebeard over anyone else.
100%, yeah.
So he definitely knows how to pilot the deck.
The next person we trust is Garrett Farrington.
Sure. But it is surprising to me that he is taking this long for what I think is an obvious play, but that's definitely shortcomings on me and not on him. Yep, and he takes the life. 6 with Absalom, and then he probably discards the Nico Robin just for the 1k counter.
Lost 24 asks, is it easy to learn One Piece? Yes, it is.
Yes. There's also an app.
There's an app that literally teaches you how to play. If you show up to a local, I guarantee you 90% of the players would love to show you how to play. Ryan taught me how to play, actually, but then I wanted to see for myself just how Bandai teaches it. And they have their own tutorial video, too. It's very simplified, and it teaches you the game very well. And it's like a 15-minute video.
And if you have any prior card game background, like it doesn't have to be One Piece related, just like any competitive card playing background, you'll be able to pick up on it pretty quickly. Okay, 10 Dawn turn, Corpus 0 life, Dawson 1 life, 2 blockers up. Already starting to turn off with a Sanji attack. We know Corpus has the Luffy in hand that if you have 2 Dawn attached to it, you can't block. So Dawson cannot... Oh, there's the 9-beard. Interesting. So 8 with Beard. Blocking with the Borsellino, passing turn, leaving 1 up for the Rad Beam in hand. He has 5 other cards in addition to that Rad Beam, but he's also an AK leader now. So even if... Let's see, 10 Dawn. Yeah, even in like the worst case scenario, right? And Dawson tries to go for the win, which he shouldn't, he'll fail. But let's say he does. He's got 10 Dawn, so he can go 3 Dawn. Oh, he's going for Sanji, yeah. He could go 3 Dawn on Absalom, attack, that's 1 card. Sabo with 2 Dawns, another card. Gecko is another card. And with Corpus having the Rad Beam in hand, there's just no way that Dawson actually gets through. So going against this Sanji here with Absalom is the correct play, and he lets it go. That is huge for Dawson. So now Dawson has the ability to play his Gecko Moria in his hand because he can't Dawn up and attack Whitebeard much. Unless... I guess Corpus has to let it go there because Dawson, if he just jams, 9 Dawn on a dude, like let's say Sabo, and attacks for 15, can Corpus get out of that? So 8 goes to 12 with Rad Beam. So then he needs... He could do it. He needs an additional, 5 more K to get out of it? 4 more K. So he could definitely do it, but Who knows? Maybe if he defended the Sanji there, he wouldn't have enough cards to.
That feel when you let the Sanji go.
It's like, what are you doing? So now it looks like Dawson's putting his Dawn in 3s, which means he might be just trying to poke cards out of Brandon's hand. 3 on Hogback, attack for 8. Okay, I have to get rid of a card. 3 on Absalom, attack for 8. Alright, let's do this again. Just whittle that hand down. But I don't know if Dawson can survive that crackback. I would be very scared if I were Dawson, and honestly, I might even just play Gecko Moria, get that Porcelino that's in the yard back into play unrested, so I have some defenses. And he is going with the Gecko Moria, and he is putting the Porcelino back in play. So, yeah. Replacing Absalom with a brand new to dig and whiff. Oof. And then Dawson has 1 Donna for nothing. A little bit of Dawn efficiency, but there are so many lines with this deck.
Yeah.
That it
Quite a few.
At the end of it, you're like, oh, I could have put this Dawn over here and been a little more efficient with my attack, but I didn't see that I was going to end up in this position. So, it is what it is. Corpus has to go through 2 blockers. He has the Luffy that gets through that. So, if at any point that Dawson goes to 0 cards, 0 life, he is likely looking a little grim. We know that he has at least 2K in hand. I don't remember the other cards that Dawson has.
This man is thinking.
Yeah. Corpus is a very meticulous player.
That's why I'm his #1 fan, and I run his fan club currently. If you guys want in, just send me a DM.
So guard point, Rad Beam, Jozu, 2 cards I can't tell, and then the Luffy. I don't know. It was looking, and this is how Whitebeard always goes, right? It's looking grim in the beginning, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, I'm actually just dead. Like,
So what do you think's the outcome of this match right here?
the winner?
Yeah. I mean, Dawson didn't do any of the stuff that you were saying last turn.
He did.
He did the Perona thing?
Oh, that was 2 turns ago.
Oh, man.
No, he that turn he did nothing that I said, but the last turn I was like, I guess he has to Gecko here and then put the Porcelino and play on Unrested, which ended up happening. But simple 6K attack at Dawson. We know he has a 2K in hand, and he also has 2 blockers, which he's probably going to use very liberally, knowing that Brandon has that Luffy that just ignores blockers in his hand. The thing is, though, okay, so yeah, we get a 2K. I think it's very interesting that Corpus could just go Luffy, or attack with Whitebeard, the character card, force a block, then play Luffy, go for life, probably get the life because you can attach 3 Dawn to it and still have up Rad Beam and Guard Point. And then you're sitting, let's see, Rad Beam, Guard Point, Jozu. Rad Beam, Guard Point, 7, 6, 13, Jozu, 15, 17. Actually, I don't think he can do that because if Dawson just goes 10 Dawn on Gecko Moria and attacks for 19, um, Corpus would need at least 3 more counter that I don't know if I see it in his hand. And he did attack with Whitebeard, getting the block on the Borsalino. So now what, Brandon? What do you got? What's your thoughts?
I like taking the guaranteed life a lot. Still have, this is 10, yeah, we're at 10, nothing's been spent yet. Another 9-beard, okay.
That I did not see in his hand. That is way better, probably. Go to +2. If you're Dawson, so Brandon has 6 cards in hand. If you're Dawson, do you just jam 10 Dawn on Gecko Moria and go sideways for 19? He would need 12k in counter.
I mean, yeah, let's eat the hand as much as we can now, right?
Yeah, but you probably you
Oh,
definitely
you
got it
lose on the crackback, yeah.
So
This board needs to end with another blocker, that's for sure. But two 9-beards, that's a lot of pressure.
with 1 Dawn up, Dawson can safely put at least one of those cards on Radbeam. So, and we know public information 1 Jozu. So he knows he has 1 Jozu and Radbeam +6, so he can get to 14. So, does he put the other 4 cards on the ability of having 6k counter? Honestly, and we know that Luffy's in his hand. If Dawson just goes 10 Dawn on Gecko Moria, with the knowledge that Dawson has, he can kill Corpus. Brandon is essentially just hoping that he doesn't do that. The 10 Dawn on Gecko Moria.
Uh-oh.
And it looks
He's
like
spreading it out.
Yeah. Oh, no,
Oh,
he's
wait.
going for it.
He said, gimme, gimme.
Yep, and Corpus says
Come on, bro, why?
2k, so 10, 14, 16. Oh, it's a 17, 18.
Oh,
Yeah, see?
no.
Yeah. With that knowledge, you just have to go down on Gecko like that. Dawson Heaver taking it.